Once upon a time, in a world sculpted from clay, lived a lonely heart named Cleo. He was a unique creation crafted with care and precision, yet he felt incomplete. The world around him was vibrant and full of life, but Cleo felt a void within his clay chest. Cleo was a gentle soul, molded with kindness in his eyes. His creators had given him a heart full of compassion, but it was also a heart that longed for companionship. He would often gaze at his reflection in the still clay ponds, wondering why he felt so alone. He yearned for a connection, a kindred spirit in the vast clay plains. The endless horizon seemed to mock his solitude, stretching out infinitely with no promise of a companion. Cleo's days were filled with wandering and his nights with dreams of finding someone who understood him. Days turned into nights, and Cleo's hope began to crumble like dried clay. The vibrant colors of the sunset would fade into the cold blues of night, mirroring the fading hope in his heart. He would sit for hours, watching the sky change, feeling more and more like a forgotten piece of art. He watched other clay figures laugh and love, their happiness sculpted onto their features. They seemed so effortlessly connected, their lives intertwined in a dance of joy and companionship. Cleo couldn't help but feel a pang of envy, wishing he could be a part of their world. Their joy was a painful reminder of Cleo's loneliness. Each laugh and smile he witnessed was like a chisel chipping away at his already fragile heart. He would often find himself on the outskirts, watching from a distance, feeling more like an observer than a participant in life. He retreated further into himself, his smile fading like a forgotten memory. The once gentle curves of his mouth now seemed permanently etched in a frown. Cleo's world grew smaller as he withdrew, his heart heavy with the weight of his solitude. Would he ever find a love that would make his clay heart whole? Despite the overwhelming loneliness, a small spark of hope remained. Cleo believed that somewhere in the vast clay world, there was a kindred spirit waiting for him. And so he continued to dream, holding on to the hope that one day, his heart would be complete. One breezy afternoon, the clay canyons were alive with the whispers of the wind. The sun cast long shadows, painting the landscape in hues of gold and amber. In the midst of this serene setting, a new figure appeared on the horizon. She moved with a grace that seemed almost otherworldly, her presence a stark contrast to the stillness around her. Her name was Sela, and her laughter was like music echoing through the clay canyons. It was a sound that brought life to the barren landscape, a melody that spoke of joy and freedom. Sela danced with the wind, her clay curls swirling around her, and her eyes sparkled with life. Each movement was a celebration of existence, a testament to the beauty of the moment. Cleo watched from afar, his heart pounding in his chest. He had lived in these canyons for as long as he could remember, but he had never seen anyone like her. He had never seen anyone like her. Her presence was a revelation, a burst of color in his otherwise monochrome world. Her spirit radiated warmth, melting the loneliness that had encased his heart. It was as if she carried with her a piece of the sun, a light that could pierce through the darkest shadows. For the first time in a long time, Cleo felt a flicker of hope. It was a small, fragile thing, but it was there, growing stronger with each passing moment. Could this be the connection he had been longing for? The answer was uncertain, but the possibility filled him with a sense of purpose he had never known before. Mustering all his courage, Cleo approached Sela. He stumbled over words, his voice trembling like the ground during a clay tremor. But Sela, with her kind eyes and gentle smile, made him feel at ease. They talked for hours, sharing stories and dreams. Cleo discovered that Sela loved to dance, twirling under the clay stars. He confessed his passion for sculpting, molding his hopes and fears into intricate figures. As they shared their passions, a bridge of understanding and affection began to form between them. Section 4. Storms in Clay Paradise. Their newfound happiness was not without trials. One day, a fierce storm raged across the clay plains, threatening to tear Cleo and Sela apart. The wind howled and lightning cracked the sky, casting eerie shadows on their once familiar world. Fear gripped Cleo's heart. He couldn't bear the thought of losing Sela. He held onto her with all his might, their clay fingers intertwined, promising to weather the storm together. The storm tested their bond, pushing them to the edge of despair. Section 5. Love's Triumph in a Claymation Heart. As quickly as it had arrived, the storm subsided. The once tumultuous skies began to clear, revealing a landscape that had been battered but not broken. The clay figures who had weathered the storm now stood in a world that seemed to be reborn. The clouds parted, and a ray of sunshine illuminated the battered landscape. It was as if the sun itself was offering a warm embrace, a promise of better days to come. The light brought hope and a sense of renewal to the clay world. Cleo and Sella, covered in clay splatters and clinging to each other, looked at the world around them. They saw the remnants of the storm, but also the beauty that had emerged from it. Their eyes met, and in that moment, they knew they had been through something extraordinary. They had survived the storm, their love stronger than ever. The ordeal had tested their bond, but it had also fortified it. They held each other tightly, feeling a profound sense of relief and gratitude. The experience taught them the true meaning of love, the strength to endure, the power to heal, and the importance of standing by each other through thick and thin. They realized that love was not just about the good times but also about facing challenges together. And the unwavering support that only true love can provide. They knew that no matter what storms might come their way in the future, they would face them together, hand in hand, heart to heart. Cleo and Sella, their hearts filled with gratitude, embraced, feeling a deep connection that words could not describe. Their love had been tested, and had emerged stronger, more resilient. Their love story forever etched in the heart of the claymation world. It was a testament to the power of love, a story that would inspire others for generations to come. In the heart of the claymation world, their love would always shine bright.